Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you to all my wonderful subscribers, and if you're new to my channel, don't be shy, please subscribe. Today I am here to talk about juggling full-time education, part-time job, and being a mom as well. So for a starter, I am a mom of three. Yes, I am. I have two boys and one girl. I got pregnant for my first son back in 2009, and I gave birth January 2010. Back then I was still in school. I was going to school when I got pregnant 2009, and when I gave birth to my son I was still going to school. And after I gave birth to my son, I kept on going to school because I was already enrolled in 2 years program that I wanted to complete. So when I had my son, I took some time out, but I went back to finish my school. So and I got pregnant again. I got pregnant so quick after I had my first son, and I kept going to school. I didn't stop. I stopped going to school September 2011, and I had my little girl December 2011. By then I had a toddler and I had a baby, so I couldn't, it became impossible to go back to school. So I took time off from school completely. I stayed at home for about 3 years, looking after my kids and taking care of them. But during those times that I was at home, I was happy being a mom, but I wasn't happy forgetting myself, forgetting what I want to do. Well, I love being a mom, but I felt like something was missing. So 2013, I made up my mind that I want to go back to school. That I'm not happy sitting down at home being just a mom. I can do both. I can be a mom and I can still complete my education and get a good job. After I applied for the course that I wanted to do, the next thing is to look for a child care, a creche, a play school, somewhere your kids are gonna stay during those times that you're not around. You have to make sure that you have a good child care or a good child minder with you when you're going on this journey, because if you don't, your life is going to be terrible. What I came to find out about is that if you live in Ireland, most of these colleges or uni have their own creche. So if your kids is in the creche where you go to school, it is cheaper. But if you go looking for private creche or private play school, that is where you kill yourself. So when I found out that the college I'm going to be attending got that creche, I just put their name down, because you have to put their name on the list, because the list is endless. So if you know where you're going to go to school, find out if they have creche, and the next thing is to put their name down on the list. So I started school September 2014. It took a while to, for things to be in place, to figure it all out. But when you have done all that and you guys have got your routine, it is not that hard. So finally now you're in school. Conversation should be your best friend. In that case, you got to meet your teachers. You got to talk to them. You have to let them know that you got little ones, in case if you do not show up in school, because sometimes you might be missing for a week. Your kids might have chickenpox, or they might have diarrhea, or they come home, every time they come home with something. So they might come home and they have something, and you're not in school. You got to let your teachers know, so they don't think that you're a lazy somebody who just sitting down at home and sleeping and missing all these classes. So I always make sure I update them in what is going on. Oh, sorry, I can't make it. I'm taking my kid to appointment. I'm taking that one to this appointment. Oh, this one is sick. And trust me, when one gets sick, all of them get sick. The next thing I want to talk about is money, because the money that you used to manage when you're sitting at home doing nothing is not gonna be enough when you start going to school, doing stuff, paying crash, buying this, buying that. Is not going to be enough. So when that happens, what I told myself is that, ooh, I need a part-time job. I'm in school 4 days a week and I have 1 day off. So I take that 1 day and I do something to earn money, and then I work at the weekend. So that is the way I'm doing it. And another thing that is going to be your worst enemy is time. Girl, you need to know how to manage your time, because if you don't know how to manage your time, horrible, you're going to hate your life. Not kidding. You got to plan time. You got to say, I'm doing this from this time to this time. I'm doing this from this time to this time. You got to manage how to do your project, how to handle your work in time. How to manage your time is your biggest fear. For me, that got case, when I come home, I have to make dinner for them, make sure they have a good meal, do their homework, give them a bath, send them to bed, and when they're off in bed, and then I sit down and do my own work. Now I figured it out. I have my schedule, everything was in place, and all of a sudden what happened? I got pregnant again. I'm like, shoo, what did I do? Did that just happen? But not in a bad way, because I always know that I wanted another baby. The timing was not good at all, because I had Killian. I stayed at home for 3 weeks and I came back to school to get my higher diploma. I got my higher diploma this summer and I am now off to uni to get my degree. And then when I had Killian, another thing is that the creche doesn't take baby immediately. They take baby from 6 months. They have to be 6 months. I only stayed at home for 3 weeks. What I'm studying is film production, and you need to be present. If you miss something, this is not always the note. Give me that note, let me take it down. If you miss something, you miss something. And our big project was coming up. We shot 4 films and 4 or 5 documentary for our higher diploma. So I needed to be there. It's not something that I can say, oh, I'm not gonna be there. If I show up in 3 months, I can catch on. If you show up in 3 months, you can as well quit and start all over again. Dad babysit 2 days a week, and my lovely friend babysit the rest of the day. So that is how I juggle the babysitting until Killian was old enough to go to creche. So I went back to school and finished my higher diploma. I got my higher diploma this summer, and I am now in uni to finish off and get my degree. The only thing I have to say to mom or newly mothers, or if you're a mom who is sitting down at home wondering, how am I gonna go to school? It is possible. You just have to set your goal. You have to agree within yourself that you've got sacrifices to make. And if you're wondering of how am I gonna do all that, once you get going, everything fall into place. Learn how to plan, learn how to manage your time, and learn how to manage your money. Don't just go off spending ridiculous amount of money buying stuff that you don't need to have. I think that's all I have to say on being a mom, going to school, and having a part-time work. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Simply Is Natural. Like my page on Facebook at Simply Natural. Thank you for stopping by to my channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye bye.